turn. Packers coach Matt LaFleur had this to say about his quarterback.
This guy is our quarterback, man, and he's our leader of our team, and I want nothing more than to see him back in a Packer uniform. And, we've been able to accomplish a lot of great feats over the last 2 years, 2 straight NFC championship games. I know the seasons haven't ended the way we've wanted them to. In my eyes, he's the greatest to ever do it. I don't care about Super Bowls or whatnot, but we want him back here.
Meanwhile, Peter King asked Packers GM Brian Gutekunst if the relationship is irretrievably broken. Gutekunst told him, quote, "No, I don't think so at all. That's my opinion, and that's the organization's opinion. We want Aaron to be our quarterback. We're pretty resolute with that." Max, Is this business or is this more personal for Aaron Rodgers?
I believe it's business.
Okay.
And let me say, this is not coming from anyone I've spoken to, okay? If I would tell you the things I've been hearing, I would say personal. This is from me living on planet Earth for 47 years. After you've spent years, anyone with a job in a company anywhere would know, after you spent years in a company, business becomes personal. How do you separate your feelings out? Because they're putting a number on how they value you. How do they value Aaron Rodgers? They're putting a number on it. Now, let me say something. When Gutekunst and coach, especially the GM Gutekunst, says, it's not about you, dude. It's not about the Packers front office that has hard feelings. It's Aaron Rodgers who has hard feelings. Well, isn't that personal? Let me tell you why it's business. Stephen A., Aaron Rodgers can't help but to notice that the highest guaranteed dollars, what are we counting? We're counting guaranteed dollars in the NFL, is going to Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. Remember, it used to be like around 100, maybe a little bit more. Now you're talking about 150 million and better. But the way the NFL works is your guaranteed money is in your bonus. And the size of that bonus has not only to do with how good they think you are, but how long they think you can be good. Because the reason they're able to give you that money and stand under the cap, they prorate it over the number of years. If they think you can play great for 7 more years, the bonus is bigger. That's why running backs get killed at the end of their rookie deal. We only think you're going to be good for 2 or 3 years. We're not guaranteeing you more than 20 or 30 million, right? So Aaron Rodgers, they drafted up to take a quarterback when he was 37. Prove it to us that you're still great. He maybe had the best year of his career, MVP of the league. I'm still great. Pay me. Well, we're going to try and work out a contract extension. You better base that guarantee on the marketplace. Because if it's under 150 million, well, it's because he's 38. He's not trying to hear that. And they're making a business decision. They're saying, yeah, but he's 38. Tom Brady's the only guy ever who did it at that age. So that's why, Stephen A., I'm saying business can feel personal, especially to the employee who's not being valued the way they think they should be. But guarantee him 150 million. Let's see what happens.
Just as a correction, he turns 38 December 2nd, just so you know.
Gotcha.
I got it.
Age 38 season.
You don't have your computer in front of you. I do. So I'm just letting you know that. That's number one. Number two, it's personal. And it's because I have spoken to folks, and I have heard about this. And I've been hearing about this for years. And some way along the line, when I say something enough times, you understand?
Read between the lines.
Read between the damn lines. I have spoken of it. It's personal. It's not to say that those things that you pointed out are inaccurate, because they are not. I understand it from a business perspective. But I keep emphasizing this. And I want to make sure everybody understands that what we're talking about, Molly, what we're talking about, Max, it's not just football. It's not just the business environment and what have you. You can take this to corporate America as well. It doesn't matter who you are. When you are a star and you deliver the goods, you expect to be treated that way. And if you're not treated that way because they want to give the facade or they want to give the impression, I remember when Greg Popovich would discipline or call out Tim Duncan, because he and Tim Duncan knew if you could do it to Tim Duncan, you had a license to do it to anybody else. I remember one time when Greg Popovich went into the shower and chewed out, Tony Parker in the shower. Okay, didn't even wait for him to get out the damn shower.
Watch this, everybody.
It happens, and everybody saw that kind of stuff. Aaron Rodgers is not a person that deserves to be treated like he's just anybody else. And the Green Bay Packers have gone about the business of doing exactly that. They have dismissed him. They have minimized him. They didn't take his opinion seriously enough. They have had the attitude, shut up and play. That's the attitude that they have conveyed towards him for years. And so you get a new coach that comes in. Now let's take into account Matt LaFleur, who, by the way, I don't dislike. I don't know him. And obviously his record speaks for itself. He's 26-6 in 2 years as the head coach, back-to-back 13-3 seasons, 2 trips to the NFC Championship game. But to be in the championship game, to take the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands, with Tom Brady waiting over on another sideline, only needing 2 first downs to secure a conference championship, that's egregious in and of itself. But to say, I never talked about it with Aaron Rodgers, never thought to, okay, which is what he said, it doesn't get more egregious than that. It's emblematic of what Aaron Rodgers has had to deal with, and he's tired of it because when you see other guys around the league, it's not just that they're making money. It's how they're treated, how they're respected, how they're revered. And he doesn't get that in Green Bay by the organization. And at the end, you just reach a point where you say, you know what? I got options. I don't need to sit here and deal with this anymore. I could be happier elsewhere. And regular season games, which means he had to come back in there, which is why Brad Turner and others covering the team the way that they do. One of the first questions they asked him was, do you think you came back too early? That's why they asked that question.
Well, look, they were doing fine really until AD got back, more or less. And then the problem is they have to figure out how to reintegrate the second most important piece on the team in AD. And now it's right? LeBron. So the question is only for me, number one, are they healthy? Mm-hmm. Right? And then do they have enough time? I say, yes, they have enough time. Even if LeBron has to pull back a little bit, you got to pull back his minutes. They have just enough time right now to get into a rhythm before the playoffs. I do think they have that time. And then if they do, I'm not saying I'm picking them against the Western Conference. I'm saying I'd make them the odds-on favorite because until I see otherwise, LeBron's considered the best player in basketball. AD, when last seen, was tearing it up in the playoffs and finals. They've gotten better since then. They're my favorites.
Well, listen, you got Kyle Kuzma saying Marc Gasol should be playing. Marc Gasol was just starting center, and now he's third string behind Drummond and Montrezl Harrell. Mm-hmm. So you got that as a problem. So you got players looking at things schematically. They're looking at personnel, the usage of personnel. There's a whole bunch of questions that prop up when you're not winning. Obviously, LeBron is the resolution, but LeBron knows he has to be 100% for these years' playoffs.
They just seemed a little transparent in terms of airing out the dirty laundry that makes my mind go to like a cynical place. That maybe they're trying to,
Well, you're the champion. They're going to ask you.
They're trying to set the bar a little lower. I don't know. They're a little more honest than I expected. You said Lakers should be the odds-on favorites. According to Caesars right now, it is the Nets. Giannis has something to say about that.
In the Western Conference.
We will get
in the Western Conference.
West.
Yeah.
Just in the Western Conference.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's keep going because we got some more drama we need to get into, and that surrounds Aaron Rodgers. Mark Murphy wrote in a column on the team's website, "We are very much aware of Aaron's concerns and have been working with him and his agent, Dave Dunn, to resolve them. We remain